I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't want that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zittau in Germany. Where in Germany? Well, it's quite close to Dresden, quite close to Leipzig, right down in the southeast corner. One side we've got Poland, the other side we've got the Czech Republic. It's famous for having the proximity to these borders. It's also famous for its stunning location, the stunning trees, and look at these features. Honestly, the athletes will see these on the long course, but not on the short course. That's what we're here for. My name's Paul Groves. We'll be working together. Roger Serrano is here, and we're going to bring you all the best racing from the very best of the world's athletes on the short track. But what we're going to do now is hand you over to Chun and to Nico. They're going to tell you all about the bike course.
Thank you guys. We're at the lake with the audience around, getting really excited for the race. The Olbersdorfer See with the Megaholz mega ramp. Nico, tell us a little bit more about the track, please.
So the track here, it's a little bit faster from what we had last week in Czech. There is some climb, but very short, and it's more about power on the flat and also how you can manage all these obstacles here.
Yeah, because a lot of man-made obstacles and the Victoria drop. Is it going to be like a difficult obstacle for some of the athletes?
Yeah, when you look at it, it can scare you for sure. When the first time you say, oh, this is quite steep or long, but when you do it, then it's okay. But for sure, some people or some athletes will have to take the B-line that can play a lot on the race.
So what's your prediction for the race, Nico?
Prediction, it's really difficult because again, it's we have so much athletes who can win. Some might, play the card to be safe on this race and more aggressive on Saturday. So we saw different type of athletes who won last year. So it's really hard. Really
unpredictable. Back to you in studio. I definitely can tell I'm scared by the jump.
Okay, thank you to Chun and to Nico for the update on the bike course and, in fact, the run course, because the two are actually merged together. Now, let's turn to some of the elite athletes. Let's hear about the women. Let's start off with Alizee Paties from France. She's the short track series leader with 2 second places so far in both the Czech race and in the French race. She's very powerful on the mountain bike. Solène Billouin, also from France, 3rd in the rankings, the short track rankings at the moment, and she finished just behind Alizee in both French race and the Czech race. So we can expect to see a bit of a battle going on between the two of them. They're both very good mountain bikers. Loan Duvoisin from Switzerland struggled to keep up at the Czech short track. That was after a really tough race the day before. But let's hear from her and see what she thinks.
A few weeks ago, I win for the first short track of the season in France, so I was super happy. And then last weekend in Prague-Chatis, my legs was just so tired after the main race. And the other girls were super strong, so that was too much for me to be able to do a podium. But now for the short track Germany, I hope to be on my top level and have some good legs to battle with Sandra and the other girls.
Let's also look at Sandra Meyerhofer. She's now joined into the short track series, which is wonderful. She missed the first one in France, but she came here to the Czech Republic. There she is, and what a victory it was. It was absolute domination. She took the European title the day before. She came back and she blew everybody apart for the short track.
I'm so happy to take the win in Czech Republic last weekend. I really tried to keep the momentum going and also go to really hard in this short track race here in Germany. There are so many people, there is so much crowd on the short track. They have a really awesome course, and they are pushing us forward and to fight till the end for the win.
One other thing we're looking at is the fact that Sandra and Loan are travelling around the races together. It's gloves off when it comes to racing, but outside the race, these two, they really do embrace this idea of XTERRA family, and they are travelling together and racing together.
Oh, I'm so hungry to win here in Zittau. I'm so happy to be here, and I really fight hard for the win.
No, I'm here for the win.
Oh, Loan, I don't know. I'm just trying to fight so hard for the win.
We will see it.
We will see.
So, Roger, you have arrived quite late. You've now had a chance to look at the race. Can you take us around the course?
Yes, so we can see we have again 2 laps of 200 meters in this beautiful lake here. The water is very calm, so we expect a really fast swim. 4 laps of 1.5 kilometers on the mountain bike. It's not as steep as last week in Czech, but we have a lot of corners and bumpy corners, meaning that the guys will have a hard time choosing if they want to ride standing up off the saddle or they want to ride on the saddle. Definitely a course for a double suspension bike. Then on the run, we're going to have 2 laps of 1.3 kilometers, mostly the same course as the bike, and pretty flat too, but with a couple of steep sections that they might have to walk a little bit, but in the end very, very fast. So we're going to expect a fast race for today.
We've got a water temperature of 24.6, so of course no wetsuits. We're not going to have wetsuits at all in the short course season, I don't think. This is our start list. So, Loan de Voisin, Marta Mendito, Sandra Meyerhofer. Let's hope that Marta Mendito can get over that puncture she had. Sam Kingsford, good to see her back now. She's firing on all cylinders. Who else do you think we're going to see at the top end of the race, Roger?
Well, Loan and Solène, hopefully. And I would also see what the young, unexpected Anna Gazzari is about to do today, because it left us from last week a really nice feeling. Young people coming up from behind.
Well, we can expect to see Amanda Felder from the US pretty much at the front end of the swim. We had the chance to meet her mum just before the race. She's absolutely delighted, and she's going to try and get as close to the front of the race as she can to see the start. But Amanda Felder, we thought it was her leading, but it wasn't.
It was Anna. Yes, really young athlete. She raced the short track, the age group.
That's right.
Sprint.
Yeah.
The day before, and we were not expecting her. But for sure today, the girls know who she is by now, so they're going to be on her feet.
They will be. Yeah. But do you think she will be able to? She was quite strong in the woods on that bike course in Katish. Do you think that this course, which is not as tough for a rider?
No, but it's definitely way more technical, so no chance. The big girls are gonna be quick in the lead today.
You mentioned that this is really the course for a double suspension bike. Now, for many people watching who would like to know the benefit of a double suspension bike.
Yeah, mainly the fact that you have a suspension where you're sitting, it allows you to pedal while going through the technical parts, meaning that if you have roots and stones, your saddle is not going to be slapping your butt the whole time.
Okay.
So you can be like riding a little bit smoother and applying power in every pedal.
Excellent. So we see the lineup filling up now. Lizzie Orchard's in there from New Zealand. We talked to her last night, and she was saying how wonderful it is at last, after that 2-year lockdown, for the athletes from the Southern Hemisphere to be able to escape and come back to Europe. And once again, they underlined this idea that racing in Europe is so very important, and that the best races are here in Europe.
Yes. I mean, we sometimes get fooled by the image of a map itself, but we know that that North America is huge, so the distances there are huge. In Europe, everything is so tight, and you can go from race to race by car, and the change of sceneries are really different. So
yes,
this
exactly
is what
that.
makes it nice.
We got Matilda Del Mas racing from Italy. She was a very good junior out in the Dolomites last year at the end of the season, and she's performed quite well. We also got Katja Kren from Austria in the 15 to 19 category. She's beginning to show some real good form at the moment.
It is really nice to see that we are attracting some young talents to the sport, and they have the chance now to race in this magnificent short track series that really brings a lot of emotion. Okay,
Right.
so we have the start in 1 minute. All the girls are lined up, ready to start the battle.
Well, the lake here is absolutely fantastic. Basically, this is where they used to dig the brown coal out for industry. They were left with a huge hole, so they filled it in with water. It's become a great sporting venue under starters' orders.
A little bit of a calm before the storm, some wind, but not a lot. And luckily we're not going to get rain. So the girls are ready. And we are off.
Oh, quite a shallow entrance, but you can get into the stroke reasonably well.
We're again in the same point as always. Do you want to sprint and be in the front, or do you want to wait a little bit, go get some fit and get some advantage?
So Roger, there's a great photograph of you crossing the finish line here in 2014, taking the world title in the under-23s. You were covered from head to foot in mud. What memories do you have watching this swim start for the elite women?
Yes.
Of your race back in 2014?
Look, always running starts are very tough, you know, because you know you have to run, you have to sprint, and then you have to jump into the water. There's a high chance that somebody's going to jump over you. I remember it like a really tough race with a lot of mud, but the particularity of today that it's one of the few times that everything is dry.
Now, I think, looking at the uniform, that's Anna Gazzari from Italy. She's
100%.
taken that first buoy. She's hit the buoy so well, and she's created a lead. What's about a metre and a half, 2 metres
exactly.
almost.
To Maria Calleja, that is on second place.
Yep.
And then we have a small group that I guess it's
three
Felder and probably Alizee, and I cannot see it from here.
No, but that stroke is so relaxed.
No, it's not Maria Calleja on second place.
Oh, could it be Matilda Dalmas?
It could be.
The two Italian juniors.
Then we have a big group here that I don't really know if it's going to be stretched or not.
So it's a 2-lap course. As they come out of the water, we're hoping that Chun is going to be able to pick up some of the names, and hopefully we can see them as they come out. But 200 metres, and then the run across the beach. How disruptive is that to you?
It's a lot, because you have to think that you're going into this horizontal position and you're using your hands and your feet, you know, full gas, because it's only 200 meters. And then all of a sudden you go stand up and you have to only use your legs to sprint and to bring, you know, to carry your own body weight.
So
and then again, you go down, and in this very moment when you jump in the water again, like the chances that the oxygen will not fully arrive to your brain are really high.
So there's a bit of a light-headed feeling. They're coming now to the exit, the Zogs exit there. Great to see the sponsors there getting such exposure. And it's a run not too far, and that will then bring them round to start the final lap of the swim.
Very excited to see who is this second lady, because we don't have her under control. A little bit of a zigzag here. They should go a little bit more on the right side. They're losing a little bit of meters.
Yep.
And you see what happens when you are swimming too fast and you're not looking into the front. Huh?
Yeah.
So we have Anna Gazzari and yes, Maria Calleja. I was not wrong.
There you go.
It looked like another color. And
Felder's in fourth
Amanda
place.
Felder is in fourth place, and then we have Sandra Mayhofer already in the front pack.
That's a good performance.
Loan and Solen, and then Karina Vassal is actually quite in the front, actually, huh?
Well, that's a good swim from Sandra Meyerhofer. Not her strongest discipline, but she'll be very pleased with that.
If she has a good second entry into the water, she can catch the group again and then actually stay there.
So in the short track, there are 4 races. The first one was in Zonroute in France. Then we had the one in Ktish in Czech Republic. Here we are in Zittau, and the final one is in the Dolomites in Molveno. And it's going to be the best 3 that count. Now, Sandra Meyerhofer missed the first race, but she won in the Czech Republic. If she wins today, that's going to push her up the rankings. But we've actually, the rankings are available on the XTERRA page. And what we're going to see is Alizee Paties. She's currently
leading, yes, with 2 second places. Here we have now a second turn on the first buoy, and Anna Gazzari is still leading. Maria Calleja looks like she's struggling a little bit.
She's not taking the draft off the feet. Oh no, that was a repeat. That was a brief repeat.
Now this is a repeat. Okay, that's a repeat of the start. We see that actually Sandra Meyerhofer in the middle, like walking and swimming at the same time, was able to go from second line to first line. That probably allowed her to catch some good feet.
So Maria is not in contact as much as I thought she would be.
No, she's lost a little bit the draft, and there is I guess a German girl, maybe it's Maria Doring.
Well, with the Germans, they'd obviously want to have a high position in the swim just to prepare the crowds for what's going to happen in the men's race.
Exactly.
We've got a bit of an excitement in the men's race when there's going to be a real battle in the swim. But we'll tell you more about that a bit later, I think.
Yes, when the men's racing. Exactly. So let's keep focusing on the girls.
The final turn now, but Anna Gazzari from the great Gazzari triathlon family, and a big shout out to Dario for updating us and telling us all about them. Dario will be with us in Molveno, probably, hopefully, we'll see him there. But look, Anna Gazzari stretching out, nice work underwater.
We see that eventually the whole chasing group has been stretched out, and we just see a huge line of all the girls, one behind the other.
So the run from the swim exit to transition, how far is that, and what's the surface like?
So you start with a little bit of sun, and then in the transition you get into this a little bit of hard field that it's really dry. So it is nice, it's protected, so you don't really have to care a lot about stones and sharp things.
That will take away the sand as well.
And then that will take away the sand, but actually when you're racing a short track like this, you don't really care about the sand, right? It's going to be a full sprint because it's really flat, and I mean, we're going to see it in a second. We see that now Anna is already doing some dolphins, going up and down.
It's Kingsford.
And Kingsford is Samantha Kingsford.
Good for
Okay,
Sam
yes.
Kingsford.
That's true. That's a New Zealand suit. It's very similar to the German suit, that it's also black and white.
Oh, good for her, because she was so upset not racing in the Czech Republic.
She was a little bit sick last week. She decided not to race, and I think she did a good choice. Felder on 4th position. Sandra Mayhofer already on the first group. Alizee Paties also. That is going to be nice to see if Alizee can hold the wheel. Solène, Lizzie, Loan, and who was the last girl? We couldn't see her properly. So Samantha Kingsford looks like she's going to have the fastest transition maybe. Now Karina Vassel and Jinka also going into transition. So Anna Gazzari, really nice transition, going out first on the bike.
First by
Samantha second, Maria Calleja third. And we see Alizee did a really nice transition. She got like 5 to 10 meters to Sandra Mayhofer. And now they're starting together. Also Solène, Loan, Amanda Felder also. Lizzie Ockard also. That's really nice. They're so close one to each other.
Yeah. Last night when they were practicing on the Megaholtz ramp, Lizzie was a little bit unsure. Here we go. This is incredibly steep. This
is super steep, and she was a little bit out from the trail. It looked like that she's gonna like slip or something.
But Sam Kingsford is keeping up with her.
Yeah, but you can see how they're pushing with the chest and the backs, huh? Actually, very nice cadence from Alizee Paties. You can always see if somebody has the legs on the day or. We saw what
first faller.
That's what happens when you lose
that momentum.
Exactly, the momentum, and you're out of the track, huh?
The position on the bike, where would you need to be on the bike? Where would your weight have to be, on the back wheel or leaning forwards?
Of course, the steeper the climb is, the more to the front you have to be. So actually, you're sitting on the tip of the saddle.
Right.
Okay. Try to work against this force of being pushed to the back. But yeah, you can see the steeper the climb is, the more cadence you have to apply. If you have the legs, you will see that people use high cadence.
As we can see, there was a piece of the old mining equipment all around the venue here. There's bits of the equipment they were using to dig out the coal. Now, this is quite a violent descent now.
Exactly. Well, it's just some stairs. The thing is that they're really tough because they're hard. I mean, they're really hard. Everything that it's constructed with these bikes, it's a little bit tougher.
And we've got the Victoria Jump coming up, haven't we?
We have a very nice section today. Yeah, we have some jumps and some woodwork, and it's going to make it very, very exciting.
So moving now into the forest, and it's nice. We've got a breeze coming up. It's a lot nicer conditions now than it was yesterday. Yesterday it was horrendous. So
is it? My question is it Alizee already leading the race? Where is?
No, she's still. Alizee is now leading, I think. Yes.
No, Gazzari is already overtaken. Huh?
Yeah.
So we have a big group of 5 girls in the front with Alizee, Sandra, Solène. Who else?
And Luan.
And
was
Luan.
there. And
No,
then-
Luan is in 6th place actually.
So that was Gazzari and Dalmas. Yeah, that
And we
you see
see
that was
here,
just
yeah.
not that was not getting the cadence right.
The small mistakes.
On short track, a small mistake is a big time.
It's a big difference. You lose the momentum, you lose the confidence. Anyway, we see that actually all the track in the woods, it's like really tricky, really bumpy, but actually really well built. The problem with this section is that you cannot really pedal consistently the whole time. And the one who has more, let's say, more skills to pump the speed of the bike, it will be the one keeping more the speed during
So
the
it's not
corners.
somebody who's a climber or a descender. It's somebody who can keep the bike going.
Exactly. Is it my feeling, or Alizee is alone in the front?
She's
He
pulled
put
away.
yes, he put some time on Sam and Marta and Loan.
So Alizee leading, Kingsford in
No,
second.
sorry, Marta, no.
Yeah, Kingsford in second.
Yes,
Meyerhofer.
yes, Sandra Mayhofer and Solen.
Well, that's
on
interesting
third.
because if you look
Fourth.
at the way that the rankings changed after the Czech Republic, and that
Maria
pushed Alizee
Calleja.
Paties into the lead with Loan Duvoisin in second, Solène Billouin in third, with Alizee always, it seemed, getting the second place, not getting the win. But she's been so consistent, as has Luan, and she was the first to admit she didn't have a very good race in the Czech Republic, but that consistency has put them up in 1 and 2.
You guys, you're not seeing this right now, but
Oh.
okay, now you're seeing it. So we're going into this construction wood obstacles
But
that
look
is
at
really
this.
nice, and we see the highlight of the day. Yeah, this huge ramp in front of the lake that actually in the water, and that is the last obstacle before starting the second lap.
But to get to this, they've come right the way down the top. There's been a jump, then there's been a couple of berms, and then the climb over the path. For the really challenging obstacles, they've got a B line, but the B line will add time to the descent.
Yeah, we have a couple of jumps and tricky parts just right behind us, but I
Here we-
think everyone is taking the A line. Huh?
And here we go to that massive hill again. Alizee is so powerful. Look at that.
Yes, she really looks like well put. But we will see
Sandra
Sandra
in second.
Mayhofer lap after lap. I think she will be closing this gap.
Now, for Sandra Mayerhofer, the win she had at the European Championships in Prachatice was a convincing win. And she then came the next day. She said she felt a bit tired, but she was still buzzing from the excitement of the race, the day before. And for her, entering at the second point of the short track series, perhaps that's been a good thing for her. And she's now looking forward to the race in Molveno, which is the World Championships, and she could well be the woman wearing both the European and the World crown at the end of the year.
Yes, it could or it could not. We
everything
have
could-
to have in mind that XTERRA is a very technical sport, and anything can happen. Actually, right now in these stairs, you can have a flat tire, your race is gone.
Well, exactly what happened last week with Marta Mendito. She said
Exactly.
that when she had the puncture, she actually ripped the tyre in 2 places.
Okay, where is Sam? So we see that Sam now,
It's in third.
she's a little bit back from the group of girls chasing. I don't know if that was an attack or she did some mistake.
But Loen is just behind her. She'll
And Luan is
use
catching
that to bring her forwards. But Alizee, this is a great ride from her.
She has Sandra at 6 seconds and Solène also at 7 seconds, right behind Sandra.
Are you surprised to see the advance that Alizee has got over Sandra?
Look, this can be two things, right? Either Alizee is really pushing a lot, or Sandra is controlling from the distance.
Yes.
And this we will not know until the last lap. And Sam Kingsford looks like she's losing a little bit of time from the leaders of the race, and actually Loan is catching up. And this is going to be a very interesting battle for the 4th place.
It will be, yes.
More athletes, Maria Calleja.
And this is Gazzari.
And Gazzari. And this is Jindiska, sorry.
I haven't seen...
No, actually Gazzari it's now, huh?
so that must be Dalmas who's in front.
Yes.
Lizzie Orchard there from New Zealand. It's a shame we've missed out on the jumps, but perhaps for the final couple of laps.
Here we are on the bumpy section. But they come right from some jumps right there in the back, and now they go into this tricky, a little bit technical, rocky sections.
We've been very fortunate that the rain hasn't come down in that section because it's just very dusty at the moment, isn't it?
But we're expecting rain for tonight, so. I'm very happy and excited to see what is going to happen now with Sandra, if she's really managing, controlling the race from the second place, or if it's Alizee, the one who's pushing.
Well, the 6-second lead in lap 2, if that continues and she pushes it up to say 10 or 12 seconds, is that a reasonable distance for Sandra to attack?
It is, because they only running 2.5 kilometers, so this means that she will have to cut from 6 to 7 kilometers per 7 per kilometer.
Here we go. This is the jump.
Jump.
And the berms.
Couple of turns.
But this climb is quite steep.
Yes, but you're going quite fast from the downhill, so you don't really need to pedal anything. You just have to manage the speed of the bike. Very nice construction. This is top level, huh? Amazing work.
And that's a 10-second lead she's got. 10 seconds.
Surprisingly, this sandy part, it's quite compact, so it is not as difficult as it looks like, or people who would expect.
And we've also got chicken wire on there to make sure that it's not too slippery.
Exactly.
If the weather changes. The construction here in Zittau, there's an expression in Germany, there's cross triathlon and there's Zittau. And Zittau is renowned for having one of the toughest bike courses on the circuit, but the build here from the organisers has been tremendous.
Now we're going to see the cadence of the girls. Actually, it looks like Sandra is catching up on Alizee a little bit on the cadence on the last part of the hill. It looks like she's starting to put a little bit more of power. So I would say that Sandra will start to close this gap towards the front of the race. You see Sam,
she's using a lot of power
She's struggling a little bit to end the hill comparison with the first three ladies. She has to apply way more power. She cannot use that much cadence. So this gives you, an idea who has fresher legs.
We're talking about fresher legs. Now the athletes are going to give a lot of power here, but they've got the big race tomorrow.
Actually, I think we have like a 9 seconds gap between Alizee and Sandra Mayhofer. And Solène is on the wheel, huh? She's not letting it go.
She's taken a good position there.
She's holding up, good for her.
As you can see, there's just everything you could possibly want here. Families come and spend the whole day here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great location. It's a very live location, and there's a lot of things going on here. Oh, small mistake from the Italian girl. Gazzari,
Anna Gazzari, yes. Oh, going back to the organisers, they've created a little village here. Even those people from Zittau itself have come here. They stay on site. There's a team spirit that they've built up here, which is just incredible.
Very nice. We are again in this wood section. Sam Kingsford looking like he's holding this position against Loan. And who else is coming here now? Okay, Jindiska looks like she's closing the gap also to Loan and Sam. We will see if she's able to make it and to close this 10-15 seconds during the last lap.
Well, she's in a good position in the rankings, isn't she? Having had that good race in the Czech Republic. Lying in 4th place at the moment.
Alizee, she keeps rocking it, huh?
But
She's looking smooth.
Alizee on the run, is she going to be quicker than?
It can be. Look, in 2.5 kilometers, if you have a little bit of fresh legs from the bike and you can manage well, you know, the distance, it's a lot of advantage.
Yeah.
And I will have a feeling that she will try to push a little bit more on this last lap. The thing is this gap big enough so Sandra doesn't have a reference from Alizee anymore? And then they will see each other here on the turn that we have on the last section, on this wooden part in the water.
Amanda Felder has done well. She's brought up behind now onto Loan du Voisin. So there is the B run to the left, but that takes you into the berms at a slightly different angle.
Yeah, but it actually it makes you slow down. I mean, you have to put you have to pull the brakes, right? When you go straight on the jump, you just don't lose any speed. Here we are.
The Mega Holds
okay.
construction.
21:00. Let's see when the other girls are hitting the sand. That's actually 12 seconds now, 13, 14 to 15 seconds. So which means that she took 5 seconds more on the last technical part. And I would say that this starts to be a little bit complex. Oh my God.
Look at that.
Okay.
She's decided to go.
Yes.
Perhaps she's not happy with the distance and wants to start bridging that gap.
Exactly.
Perhaps she felt that Sandra was slowing her down.
Maybe she was feeling that Sandra was keeping it too relaxed, and she decided to go and catch up on Alizee. But we see that already there's like 3-4 meters difference, and the speed that she finished a little bit this last hill, Sandra looks like she's suffering a little bit.
I think she might have been a bit surprised there because that was...
Look at the distance that Solène put already on Sandra. Look, that's already 10 meters. That's 4 seconds, and Sandra looks a little bit down. Her arms are not that
body language
under control. Yes.
So Luan now in 4th place.
She just overtook Sam. And Jindriska is really close to the girls, eh? So I bet that she will catch Loan. As the moment that she sees her.
So Jindriska, she comes from a very powerful mountain biking background, doesn't she?
Yes, she used to be professional.
And that's where you were saying that the technique here is quite important.
So Sandra is out from Solène Willa. It looks like she really blew up.
Yeah, we saw one of the athletes just slowing down and being pulled to one side. Any of the athletes that are lapped, the organisers have said, what we want you to do is to get to the next timing match, we'll register your time, and we'll then ensure that your ranking is held.
We see here Alizee absolutely flying alone on the bike. She's showing some matters, yes, but Solène, actually I have a feeling that she caught up a lot of time in just like this tiny bit of a last lap.
Well, she's come here now fully fired up after the racing Katish, and hopefully she's got much more determination with her now.
Look, this is why we cannot the technical skills, the amount of things that can happen, it shows that this sport is not easy. We saw a super dominating Sandra Meinhofer last weekend, and this week she's struggling to keep her position.
And it's great because the courses are so very different. What we had in France was the multiple swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, with some technical bits in the bike park. But then last week, that incredibly tough race in the Czech Republic, and now a much flatter, more technical course.
Exactly.
So we've provided such a variety on the short track circuit.
And then what is this about? I mean, we have a variety of circuits, and not every circuit suits everyone.
Exactly, makes it much more exciting in the overall rankings.
Okay, so definitely Solène is cutting some time on Alizee.
Oh,
Let's see who's still in third position. If Sandra... Yes, Sandra is still on third position, losing time
she
constantly.
is, isn't
Okay, so we're approaching the transition. Alizee flying on that jump, going through the bumps, left and right, and approaching now
she? That big climb.
the big wooden thing. She will do the turn on the lake, and that's 25-25. Let's see how far Solène is. Let's see if we can have an open... no. Okay,
Whoa.
that's around 10 to 12 seconds. So this means that she really took some time on... Ay, that was a little bit high, yeah? Do we have a battle here? Do we have a battle on the run? Is Solène full of adrenaline, willing to catch Alizee on the run?
I think Solène will want to prove something today.
Okay, and attention, because Sandra Meinhofer has lost a little bit of time, and
Loan has
Loan is right behind her. You guys cannot see this on the TV. A small problem from Alizee here on the transition. She lost 1 or 2 seconds. And if Solène saw that, it will give her some confidence. There we have some colors now on the bike. Look at this. Have some smoke. Okay.
That's 20
Looking
seconds.
strong, looking
20
strong.
seconds.
Going out of transition. Sandra Meinhofer. And
Loan has caught up quite a bit now. But both Alizee and Solène will be thinking or knowing full well that behind them is this massive threat
look
from
at the
Sandra
speed.
Meinhofer.
Look at the cadence. She's running on the toes.
Yep.
I have a feeling that she's really powerful. Let's see now how Solène is going up that hill, and then we can start betting.
And it's going to be the mixture of surfaces, because you've got that terribly difficult climb followed by an undulating section, and then you go onto the tarmac. Kingsford now edging out of transition.
So we have 14 to 15 seconds separation between Alizee and Solène. I think it's a bit difficult that she catches that, she closes that gap.
I think Alizee will be looking at getting that first position, because she made it quite clear that she's been second twice, and perhaps a first would be rather nice to have.
Okay. So actually we have a change of positions here. Sandra Meinhofer dropped to the 4th place, and Loan is actually running on 3rd. Is Sandra taking it really easy for tomorrow?
Well,
We have to ask her.
Yeah, we had this discussion in France when I asked you whether the athletes were going to give 100%, and well, we don't know, because tomorrow's race is entirely different. It's it is the toughest bike course on the circuit.
The second toughest bike course. Scano is always the hardest.
Okay. But is there anybody who can actually ride all the way around the course in Zittau?
I did today, yes.
You did?
Yes.
You did the whole thing? said the man who's retired.
But not... The thing is, the fact that when you race, you're way more tired than when you do the practice.
Yeah.
So everything becomes more technical. Oh, on race it's another thing.
Now, for the short track races, we've got a €20,000 prize purse, which is going to be broken down over the 4 races. But there's a larger fund available for the athletes on the entire circuit. And finishing, of course, in Molveno.
Exactly. In not many weeks. With Sandra Meinhofer, it looks like she's suffering a little bit. And Sam just saw her, probably got a little bit of a boost. She'll try to catch up.
Well, if you've got the European champion in front of you and she's beginning to show signs of fatigue, that's encouragement enough. But Solène looking good as she twists through the woods.
She looks good. She looks with some cadence, spinning fast the legs. Loan is not far back, to be honest. Loan is not far back, but I don't think that she has enough, enough run to go to catch.
It's too short, isn't it? Really.
It's too short.
Meyerhofer is not. She's not.
No.
Meyerhofer is going to be caught, I'm sure.
Exactly.
If you look at the way that Sam is focusing on her. to cross the
You
finish
know,
line ahead of her.
sometimes you are the hunter. You
And
know?
sometimes the hunted.
Exactly. And Sandra right now is being hunted by Sam. This actually gives to the athlete a boost of energy and a boost of confidence. Okay?
Admittedly, Sam didn't race last week. She wasn't feeling very well at all, and she's had that week of rest. The journey from Prachatice up to here is it's about 3 hours drive.
Yes,
It's quite nice.
more or less.
And then a few days to relax here and to find the course. Alizee looking really
fresh
good.
and fast. You see that she's not slowing down a lot when
No.
technical sections are coming, so she's letting herself go down. This means that she has enough strength on the legs to hold herself.
Because again, on the descents here, the twists, the turns, the different surfaces, you need to have the confidence and the strong ankles that you were talking about last week in Katish.
Exactly. Look at this.
Here she comes.
I mean, I have to say, I don't really like when athletes show such great performances and they just like race alone in the front. For us as commentators, and the spectators, it's not as, you know,
As exciting. But
exciting.
there is a history behind this, because this is going to be, if she carries on at this speed, she's going to get the victory that she so much wanted and has so far not been able to get.
Exactly.
It was. I felt quite sorry for her. The way she described it, I'm always second, I'm always second. But here she is in first place, looking strong.
Exactly. No, very good for her. And eventually, after two second places and 1 first place, and now Sandra, that was the one winning last week and not winning today, there's only 1 race to go. So this puts her automatically, you know, on the right direction to win the short track series.
Exactly.
But she looks really strong. She looks really strong. Actually, the live coverage here, it's also really nice.
It is. We've got a fresh air coming through to us.
Yes, that's really nice too, because it's quite hot. It's quite humid. You don't see a lot of sun, so you might think that it's not really hot, but it's really humid.
Yeah. But it's a big shout
But
out.
look at this, huh? Look at this. Loan Duvizon is 5 to 6 seconds behind Solène, and she has been running up towards that position. So there is a chance that Loan becomes second, which will put on jeopardize the final rank from Alizee.
It will do. That will put her potentially, because at the moment there's only 5 points separating them. Alizee Paties, 180. Loan Duvoisin, 175.
Exactly.
Oof.
If the race keeps like this and Alizee wins and Loan is second, they both will stay in the same position on the rank, okay? But then, if in Molbeno something happens to Alizee, then and Loan has a good race, she automatically will win the ranking.
And the money.
Exactly.
Big shout out to our TV crew here for Piper Vision. Fantastic images we're getting from them. I understand that one of the team actually plays the bagpipes, and we've managed to convince him to bring them to Italy.
The what?
The bagpipes, cornemuse.
Ah, okay.
So an Italian who plays the bagpipes. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So this quite disruptive descent on the steps. 1 foot wrong there, and it's good night Vienna, isn't it, really?
Loan looking strong, huh? She's suffering a little bit, but she has a clear target, and I have a feeling she will be able to make it.
Alizee has an interesting running style there. She's got a slightly forward-leaning position.
Yes, a little bit up front and with her arms very much attached to her body.
Solène is there.
That's 50. Yes.
Oh, look how close she is.
This is going to happen. This is going to happen.
This is going to be.
Okay, this is starting to get a little bit more exciting now, because Loan is about to catch Solène.
Oh my goodness.
If she allows that. That's only for yes. Look at the length of the steps. How good can we see when they cycle and when they run? When you compare the styles.
We were talking to Loan as well. She said that she's finished her studies, so that's a tremendous weight off her shoulders. But she still has a lot of the practicals to do.
I don't think so. Huh? I enjoyed more my times as a student than my times as working. So I will prefer to study and compete rather than work and compete. In my opinion.
Oh, she's in the same sort of profession as you are.
But we see from the 10 that Pauline V just didn't finish the race. Maybe she was not feeling great. She decided to
Well,
stop.
she may have been lapped by the faster athletes.
Or
but
maybe
then
she was lapped, yes.
they'll record her position on the course, and that will be added into the rankings process.
Alizee flying, flying alone, looking strong, looking good. And
She's allowing gravity to work for her, isn't she?
yes. I think
With
I'm gonna-
confidence.
with a lot of confidence. Also, she's managing well the gap, okay? So she's not pushing the whole time, she's maintaining the position. And this is
tell you
a
what,
huge
I-
difference. There we are.
Oh, second. No.
This is the Austrian girl, but yeah, actually,
That's Katja
eventually, yes, Loan is second now. She just overtook Solen.
I'm looking forward to the interview that Chun is going to do
Yes.
in the finish area, because Alizee so wanting that win, and it's here today for her.
And
But
it's
Solen,
happening today, yeah? Is this Alizee running towards the finish line, winning her first short track of the season after two second places?
certainly hope so.
I'm so happy for her. Look how fast she is running right now. Look how long are those steps. She's going to go up and down now to this huge structure here. And I'm super happy for her.
Good. Well, it's a run, and then there's a right-hand turn, which takes you down to this incredibly impressive finish arch.
Very
There
nice.
she goes.
There we go. And she's running next to her dog. Look at this. What a nice image. She's going to take the victory today at the third venue of this XTERRA Short Track here in Germany, Zittau. Big applause for Alizee. What a great performance.
This has been a very good performance from her, and it was one on the bike, wasn't it?
Yes.
Look at that.
You
Fantastic.
got it, girl.
Hey.
Very nice. Congratulations. Very good performance.
But what a outstanding performance as well from Loan.
Yes.
She dug in deep. She kept pushing and pushing. She didn't give up, even though at some points in the race she was quite a way back from the leaders.
Yes, actually
She-
20 seconds back.
Yep.
And she finished only 5 seconds.
Yeah. And Solen, a good result for her on the podium,
good
bronze
result.
medal.
Okay, she's clapping. She's happy with it. That's all right. I saw a little bit that on the second lap of the run, she was leaning a lot to the front. So the weight of her torso was a little bit too heavy, and her back couldn't keep it upright. And this is the moment when Loan actually started to increase the pace and caught her really fast.
So 1, 2, and 3, ladies and gentlemen.
4th place for Sam. Very nice.
I think Sam will be happy with this, because it's she was very disappointed about not racing last weekend.
And she's actually not really far. It's like a minute now, minute 10 seconds. So this means like 30 seconds off from the podium, which is really good.
And for some of the athletes, a race like this before the long race, some of them say this is exactly what they want, because it fires them up and they're ready for the race. Others are saying, I can't give everything on this race because I want to save some for the long one. It's almost like a 50-50 split amongst them. Those who want to use this as like a turbocharge.
Exactly. Well, everybody has their training methods and their beliefs, and some people like to do this kind of speed work before the race, and some of them, they want to still be focused 100% on the long race, so they don't like to do these things the day before. Oi, Sandra.
I think she realises that today was a bit of a tough one at the office.
But it's all right.
Oh, you see now,
Yeah.
she's found out what position she got. We saw the bit of battling going on between the two of them before in that pre-recorded interview. They've been travelling from event to event. I think it's Sandra's boyfriend is driving them around. So they've been together all of this time, sharing the ups, the downs, all the pressures.
This is really nice. Oh, Elena
Elena.
Erbenova,
My goodness.
a long-time friend. One of the old dogs. Look at this Chun getting a sip of this huge non-alcohol beer.
But it's very good for rehydration.
Exactly.
Now, Elena Erbenova, she's been a European champion on snow in the winter triathlon, and she's been part of the XTERRA series for so long now.
For so long, like
Off-road.
even more than me. So, not that I've been around for many, many years. But
Karina Varsel now from Austria, also a legend out on the snow, but all around the world she's been racing XTERRA, and this is going to push her her position. It's going to maintain her position, I think. Let's have a quick look. She's in 5th place at the moment. She might find herself going down to 6th.
look, what I like the most from XTERRA, and we always try to tell people, is that this spirit of family that we have. We are all friends, we all know each other, and the nice thing is that we find ourselves sometimes traveling together, like Loan and Sandra. So I think we're going to be ready for the interviews with June.
I don't know who's going to be more excited, Chun or the athletes. Okay, I think we can go right way down to the finish area now. Over to you, Chun.
So I love it so much.
We don't hear
After
June.
run, I said, okay, I will give everything and this well.
So 100%, 150% all the time. We saw you on the bumps, on the jumps, on the drop. You seem to enjoy it so much, you know, in the big mega holds corner. You look like you're having fun.
Yeah, I come from mountain bike, so it's easy for me to do this kind of thing. I knew that the girl is not very not technical, but some girls are not very.
They're afraid. They're afraid of the jumps.
So this is why I took my advantage and I gave it all.
Okay, so tomorrow the long race.
Yeah, it will be a long battle. We will see if the leg will be there. I just want to say a big kiss to my teammate Marta. She is not here because she was sick yesterday night. I wanted to say you, Marta, I love you so much. You in shape, and I hope you will be better. And it will be a great battle for the next races. So love.
Thank you so much, Alizee and Marta. Everybody thinks about you. Back to you at the studio, and we will then try to interview Loan and Solène afterwards. Thank you so much. See you in a bit.
Okay, Chun, thanks very much. I think we got the passion there. Again, Roger, you mentioned about the family. Her concern is for Marta.
Yes, after taking her first victory, she could give a good speech about I wanted to win, I wanted to push, I'm so happy, and she decided to finish the interview cheering up one of her teammates, Marta, who is a little bit sick, who couldn't take part of the race, and last week she had the flat tire.
Exactly, yeah. So Alizee Paties there, our winner today from France. What a fantastic performance. She's been bridesmaid so often, and now she's the bride. Silver, silver and gold. That, I think, is going to put her as the series winner.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I would say that we have to ask Sandra, right? We have to ask what happened, if she played the cards for tomorrow, or if she just didn't feel great. Even though we saw last week, right? Jens Emil, on Saturday he didn't have a good performance, and on Sunday he was flying like a rocket. So things can change a lot from day to day. We will see what's going to happen tomorrow with Sandra. But knowing these scores and the boost of energy that Alizee have right now, I think I'll put my money on her.
Okay, we just had a shout. Before we go back to Chun, that area on the right is going to be the transition area for the long course tomorrow. But I think we're ready, almost ready, to go back to Chun for our next interview.
So I am with with Lohan Duvoisin finishing second this race. So on the bike you were quite far behind and you were able to get all the way back to second.
Yes, I did very bad swimming today, but after on the bike, the first goal was so fast, but I don't give up and try to push always. And then to the run part, I try to push with the rest of the power I have and finish second, so I am very happy.
Yeah, and the thing is, you had a crazy good run, like you were passing people like that.
Yes, maybe, but I didn't have some good legs, so
So
what I have.
did you keep some energy for tomorrow, or was it like just full gas?
No, I don't think about tomorrow, but I hope to have some good legs for the main race.
Congratulations, Lohan, for your second place. Have a good night of rest and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, see you.
Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Chun, and another happy interviewee there. And yes, she did have a fantastic run. The position on the bike was not particularly what she wanted, but then as the run developed, she was beginning to pick off the runners in front of her one by one, and that's a really good result for her.
Yes, we're talking about really small margins here. So you might feel that you're out of the race, but suddenly something changed. The gap closes from 10 seconds to 7 seconds, and you see actually that your opponent in front of you.
Yeah.
And then you start going full gas. So everything changed in a second.
And I think it was a build for her confidence as well. When she was in the forest and she suddenly could see where she had to go, then that was the enticement she needed to give that extra bit of gas and to get up onto a better place on the podium. So we've had our first athlete, the second athlete, and hopefully we're going to hear from Chun again. I'm not sure. It all depends what happens down there. But it would also, I agree, be great if we could hear a little bit of news from Sandra, just to find out whether it was tactical. Okay, yeah, we've just heard over the microphone, not the microphone, over the headphones, that Chun is ready. Off you go, Chun.
Solène Billouin, who finished third today, also with a great battle during all the race with Sandra, with Alizee. How exciting was it to be in such a nice battle?
I think I am a lover of third place because this is the third short track of the year, and I had exactly. So, but it's okay. I like to be on the podium then.
Which is good because then you're always on the podium.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why I enjoyed being with you, Shun.
Thank you. So what was your favorite part in this short track? Was it like the jumps, the bumps, or the running part? What was your favorite part?
I'm really happy about my jump because this year I told everyone that I will take only the first line, not B line this year. So yeah, jump was really fun. And I had fun riding with Sandra, and then I passed her. But I had some trouble at transition too. I put my bike and it falls 3 times. So I was like, can I go, can I run? So yeah, it was a great battle with the girls. And let's recover for tomorrow.
Excellent, thank you so much, Solène. And then we're happy to be now in the same club because we both do the jump.
Yeah, that's true, congrats.
And Roger Paul, now is the moment to welcome the ladies for the prize ceremony with Alizee in the center with the giant beer. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry. This is such a waste of beer, but it looks so good. That's it, get the shoes out the way. You need them tomorrow.
But it's non-alcohol, so it's all right. Is there going to be a shower? We're going to see if there's going to be a shower.
Okay. So here they go. This is the tradition, certainly here in Zittau. And we got our first, second and third placed athletes there. Alizee Paties, France, Lohan Duvoisin, Switzerland, Solène Billouin from France. As she said, this is her third.
No, very well done, girls. I mean, we were a little bit disappointed in terms of excitement in the beginning of the race. Alizee was smashing it from the beginning. And then we see the shower here. Okay, there we go. Nice beer recovery, a little bit for her too. So yeah, we missed a little bit of excitement in the beginning because Alizee was showing a lot of power. But then in the end, Solène and Lohan gave us a little bit of that.
It
So
was the
really
battle
good.
for the rest of the podium. quite early on, Alizee pretty much had the race sewn up, we thought. But as you said, anything can go wrong. It could have been a flat tyre, it could have been broken handlebars, it could have been anything. But she held on. But the race that developed behind them was so exciting. So I think we're going to have some highlights. They've managed to, with incredible time, they're going to bring together some highlights. I'm not sure if they're ready.
Let's see that with some music.
I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now is, are you ready for the comeback? You know we don't want that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, this the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
So that was the women's race, fantastic. Here we are now, just about to start the men's race. Let's show you something else, just off course. This is high up above the village, and it's known as the Chalice Rocks. These are incredible pieces of sandstone. We were up there a couple of days ago with elite athletes, age group athletes, volunteers, and members of the XTERRA family. We were helping to keep nature as it should be. And the people of Zittau, they have such a beautifully clean area here. It's amazing. XTERRA is all about the nature. It's all about keeping it looking really good and tidying up afterwards. The team working down the lake have been really together. The team spirit, they have their own village down there, and with Chun and with Nico, they've been out creating this wonderful course. Down again to Nico and Chun. Let's see that course once more.
Thank you guys. We're at the lake with the audience around, getting really excited for the race. The Olbersdorfer with the Megaholz mega ramp. Nico, tell us a little bit more about the track, please.
So the track here, it's a little bit faster from what we had last week in Czech. There is some climb, but very short, and it's more about power on the flat and also how you can manage all these obstacles here.
Yeah, because a lot of man-made obstacles and the Victoria drop. Is it going to be like a difficult obstacle for some of the athletes?
Yeah, when you look at it, it can scare you for sure. When the first time you say, oh, this is quite steep or long, but when you do it, then it's okay. But for sure, some people or some athletes will have to take the B-line that can play a lot on the race.
So what's your prediction for the race, Nico?
Prediction, it's really difficult because again, it's we have so much athletes who can win. Some might, play the card to be safe on this race and more aggressive on Saturday. So we saw different type of athletes who won last year. So it's really hard.
Really unpredictable. Back to you in studio. I definitely can tell I'm scared by the jump.
Okay, thank you, Chun. Thank you, Nico, once again. From the Czech Republic, one thing we really saw was the introduction of the wild card, and that changed the dynamic of the race. One person who's going to benefit from that wild card system is Keller Norland from the States.
I'm pumped to get the wild card. It's what I really wanted to do coming to Europe, get in a short track race, so I'm really excited about it, and I'm going to give it a go, do my best.
Oh, that's Keller Norland. He led the swim in the Czech Republic. Will he lead the swim here in Germany? Further away from the swim, we have these two guys, and what an incredible race they delivered last weekend. Right the way down to the line. Was it going to be Denmark? Was it going to be France? Was it going to be Jens Emil? Was it going to be Max? But at the very last minute, Max overtakes Jens Emil in the best part of the course, taking the second place, and now is heading the rankings for the short track. What's going to happen in the race in Zittau? Well, it's a different course. It's not nearly as hilly. What's going to happen between these two? Are these going to be the front end of the race? Is it going to be Max? Is it going to be Jens Emil? Let's hear from them.
Yes, it's good to be leading the short track series. It makes me confident, and I like this format, and we'll see if we play all the cards on Friday or save a bit of energy for Saturday. I don't want to kill my race like I did in XTERRA France. So we'll see and maybe count points.
Okay, Jens Emil Sloth-Nielsen, Denmark. He had the best performance he could imagine on the short track in Czech Republic, but it wasn't quite good enough. His sprint, now, did he time it right? What's he learned from the race? He's lying third in the rankings at the moment for the short track. So what's going to happen today?
Yeah, I'm stoked to be in the top three, and that's where I want to be. I love the short track format, and I'll try to do my best to move up a bit more. But it's some fast guys out there, so yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah, just happy to be in the mix.
Okay, so that's our possible picks for the winners. Roger, go back to the course and tell us once again what the athletes will be racing today.
Okay, so we have 2 laps of 200 meters, same as last week, in this beautiful place and lake with a running start actually on this sandy beach. Mountain bike, 4 laps, 1.5 kilometers. Not a lot of elevation, but quite a lot of turns and bumpy turns, which make it difficult and technical.
With a couple of jumps in it.
With a couple of jumps, yes. The guys did a really nice job building up some woods, and we will see during the live that there's really nice sections. Trail run, 2 laps, 1.3 kilometers, following the bike lap and avoiding some sections. Also really tough, a lot of ups and downs, roots, rocks, technical steps, so it's not a flat run at all.
And the difference in surfaces, we've got sand, we've got grass, we've got tarmac, we've got steps, we've got trees, we've got footpaths in the woods. There's a tremendous mixture. But this is our start list, and look at those names. Goodness.
Yeah, Arthur Serries, Ruben Ruzafa, Felix, Sebastian Caravin, Arthur Forissier, Maxime Chanet, Samos Born, Jens Emil, Xavier Daflon, and all the rest. They could all take the win.
They could do. And within the wildcard section, we heard from Keller Norland, who had this absolutely fantastic swim last week in the Czech Republic. Now, he's going to be at the front end of the race in the first part. What do you think is going to happen with the German athlete who has led the swim here for so long?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he's going to try to push 100% from the beginning, and I'm really confident he's going to be first out of the water.
So Jens Roth is going to be taking, let's see, what position does he have? He has,
I think it's not really
number
high
10.
Number
So
10.
he will go down onto the start line, take his position, and then Keller Norland is going to be number 25. So he's going to be desperately hoping to get either right next to him.
They're going to crash in the boy, that's for sure. And that's what we want to see, yeah?
Okay, so Arthur Serrier, ranked the highest amongst all of them at the moment, but unfortunately for Arthur, he's not won one of the short track races so far. Leading the short track ranking is Maxime Chanet, with Arthur just behind him, about, 7 points behind. But then Jens Emil from Denmark in third place. Now, a lot of that position came from what he did last week when if you told him not to race, he wouldn't have raced.
True. Happy sometimes they don't take my advice.
But we had some graphics that were created that showed that of all of the athletes, Jens Emil overtook more people in that race last week than anybody else. Exactly. François V from Portugal there, Arthur Forissier from France, Ruben Ruzafa had the fastest bike splits last week. But is he going to benefit on this sort of course? We saw...
I think so. Yeah? Ruben is a very technical rider. And on technical places like this, if you really know which line to pick, you never lose the momentum.
Well, we saw him yesterday evening when they came down, and we had a bit of a show with the smoke grenades going off and the flashing lights, and they were all hitting the Megaholz turn out on the lake there. And Ruben was hitting the mega Holzstick
Yes.
at tremendous speed.
Yes, I mean, he was one of the best mountain bikers in Spain for a long time, and riding World Cups and stuff gives you an advantage. So the speed that you can handle and the power that you can handle on these wood constructions, it's another game.
I can see there Scott Anderson there racing for Germany. He was quite high in the swim on the short track last weekend in the Czech Republic. Watch out for Sam Osborne as well from New Zealand, because up in the front end of the swim, they can mix and match. Michele Bonacina from Italy will also be up there. I imagine he would, of all the athletes, probably be in third place behind...
Probably. Yes, in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
With Spinace.
We've also got Walter Dijkshoorn there from the Netherlands, our only Dutch racer today. Tim van Hemel, and we think there's also Lucas van Dijnsen, both from Belgium.
I actually don't know if the guys are able to go on a second line or they all have to be one next to each other in one.
No, it's lining up with the line altogether.
Line. This is going to be spectacular. There are a lot of them, and it's a running start. A start we didn't have in the first 2 editions.
No, this is completely different again. Oh, that sound in the background.
They're getting ready. Heartbeat. Oh.
Powerful images here.
Almost there. And they are off.
Roger, when you raced as a pro, at the start of the race, does your heart rate go up, or are you able to stabilize it before a race down to the water like this?
Actually, it goes really high, really quick. Huh?
That's Keller. That's Keller in front.
That's Keller in front, and I can see Jens Roth right catching his feet,
but
and Michele Bonacina
edging towards them.
They're edging towards them to the left.
So if Keller gets that boy first and is able to really attack on the corner.
Yes, the problem is we're going to see a huge crash on the boy now because these guys are too much on the left, and now we're going to see a little bit of a problem here.
Jens Roth has taken that. He's actually overtaken him.
Exactly, because Jens was a little bit more on the right side. So we see now Jens took this advantage. Probably he didn't got hit that much.
Yep.
But we see the speed on these guys, right? How powerful that they see. They're actually sprinting the whole time.
Yes.
They're kicking their feet. They're not swimming long. They're going with a really high cadence.
Norland is actually edging ahead there. There is some benefit to swim just on the side of an athlete. There's greater benefit swimming in the draft line, but there is also some benefit just swimming to the side.
Yes, it has to be in the side, but a little bit back. Huh? So we see that this arrow, and Jens is on the side. The problem is Jens is breathing on this right side, and he has Nolan on the left side. So he cannot control the distance in between them that much. Let's see his second boy. Bonacina is there. Spinace.
Spinace is looking strong, yes. Bonacina on the outside. No?
Yes, I don't know who is this guy on 4th, 5th place.
So the Zog Swim, once again, great sponsors. I understand that at the Czech Republic, they were really good. They gave out goggles to the winners of each of the age group categories.
I got one too.
Whoa! Oh, yeah, you're a retired athlete. That's why you won the age group race.
Okay, look at this. They're swimming
look at that.
shoulder to shoulder.
Oh.
They want to show off, and they want to show that they are the fastest swimmers on the field.
And this is synchronized swimming XTERRA style.
Yes.
Look at that, stroke for stroke.
I mean, at the end, it's not really good because you can see that they're slightly touching each other. So at the end, they go out, in, and out, in. We see some dolphins here. Jens, I prefer more doing what Jens is doing, which is swimming until your hands touches the floor, huh?
But
And
Norland,
then you stand up.
Yeah, Norland appears to have benefited from that. Spinazzi in a good position. Was that Pesavento?
I couldn't see, but that's Forissier.
Arthur?
That's Felix.
Felix, sorry.
We have Sam Serreries.
Now with Arthur Serrier so far back, that's not unusual.
Carloni, Jens Emil,
Van Danse.
And then that was Ruben. And then
Now-
we see now Xavier Daflon.
Xavier
Also
Daflon, there's a
getting-
bit of a story about Xavier Daflon with the bike chain here, isn't there? He's won the bike chain.
For the fastest
Yeah, for the
bikes,
fastest
believe,
climb.
Fastest climb.
Oh.
A chain I will never win. Okay, let's see if we can go back. That's a Caravin, eh? Sebastian Caravin. Look at this really nice running start. So, back in the front of the race, where is Jens?
Bonacina is in second place.
Bonacina is second.
Jens
And there is a guy on third place, which I don't know who he is.
Roth has disappeared.
And what is Jens Roth?
Oh, this is going to be interesting. That's Spinazzi in third place.
Okay. Yes, an Italian. Maybe that's Jens Roth now.
Goodness.
Yes, that's Jens Roth on the back, the bottom left of the screen.
So, Silca Ultralight team back in Italy will be absolutely rejoicing about the position here of Federico Spinazzi in a good place there, just behind Bonacina. A surprise because everybody here thought that Jens Roth was going to be coming out of the water in front. But
It looks like he had a slow run between
Yeah.
the lap 1 and the lap 2.
well, it was quite close proximity. There could have been a problem with the goggles, but that's a surprise.
Yeah, a small mistake, 5 meters, you're off of the hook.
Well, you were saying last week that, for example, on the bike, you could lose 5 meters in half a second, and it's the same with the swim. If you misjudge something, then suddenly that position has gone, and because
Exactly.
you're in the wrong place,
Exactly.
you're losing more time. But for just under 5 minutes so far, this is looking good.
We see more and more athletes turning into this last buoy. I can see the blue of Sam Osborne a little bit back from the head of the race.
We've got some of the younger athletes who are now joining in with the wildcards, and it certainly changed the dynamic in the women's race last week and again today. But most certainly here with Keller Norland looking so very comfortable at the front there. Yeah.
We
Good for him.
talked about this in Nouvelle-Aquitaine, right? If you push too much on the swim, Spinazzi wanted to do that. Is he going to do the shark thing again? Or not? Yeah, there we go.
Wonderful.
Okay, so we have Bonacina, Nolan, and then we have Spinazzi, Jens Roth,
And then Franco Pesavento.
Franco Pesavento, François V, Maxime Chanet, and Sam Osborne. And then we have this little bit of a gap here. Is it maybe getting too long? Yeah, let's go to the transition.
Oh, that's a fast transition there from
That's a
Norland.
fast transition. So Sereyes.
With Anderson just on his feet. That would be a good position for him. So Bonacina about to chase out. Spinazzi just behind him. But Norland, that is an absolutely incredible transition from him.
François V, Maxime Chanet. I think Maxime Chanet is in a really good position. He's in front of all the good mountain bikers. Okay, so this means that he has some advantage.
So Keller. Now, how is he going to attack this hill? Is he going to get the right position on the bike and get the...
You will see. Too strong. You see this last push. You have to put a little bit more of cadence here. The guys go with so much power from the beginning. Look at this. This is nice. Very smart guy, François V. Good cadence. Maxime Chanet pushing.
With Pesavento just behind him.
Pesavento, Jens Roth already suffering. And Samofor, he looks quite calm. Looking quite calm.
This is Felix Forissier.
Felix and Arthur.
Arthur, he's had a great move through transition.
Yes, yes.
With Scott Anderson behind him. Come on, Scott, chase him. We've spoken to Scott's mum. There was a bit of a panic just before the race when he'd forgotten his race number. His mum took a bronze. No, she took a bronze or a silver last week at the European Championships. Dad, unfortunately, bike smashed.
Yes.
But they've managed to replace it, and they're going to race. They're going to race tomorrow on the long course. But Bonacina.
Bonacina already leading the bike.
Look at this.
Okay, that's going to be interesting.
François V has them in his sights.
François V in front of Maxime Chanet. If I was François V, I would let Maxime go in front and then I will follow his wheel.
it's unfolded in quite a dramatic style already. I don't think anybody would have anticipated Jens Roth being pushed so far down in the swim.
I think he did some kind of a mistake on the run in between the laps. He lost a little bit of meters, and he said, "Okay, I cannot go back to the front. I'm going to lose so much energy. I'm just going to stay here." It's packed, huh? There's a lot of people in this technical section. We will see if it's actually stretching out or it actually is closing.
Well, Bonacina's got a 6-second lead there already, but this is just a part of the first lap. And as we saw with the women's race, it will change. The ebbing and flowing within the pack is going to change. Now, Arthur Serrier has got... There's quite a bit of pressure on him at this race because he's not been on the top of the podium. As European champion, he wants to get that first place. He wants to win. And we know that of all the athletes, he's probably the fastest of the runners.
Yes. Yes, by far, and also the strongest in the normal XTERRA format. Huh? We have to have in mind that this event is still a side event, right? That the main prize money and the main sponsors and the main focus of the athletes is the big race.
Yeah.
It's the long race. So
just picking out Jens Emil there in the mix, and he's looking very strong, working his way through the pack. He's the first one to admit that swimming is not his best discipline, but we saw the way he carved through the field last week on the bike and then on the run, delivering such an exciting race with Max right the way down to the last 100 meters.
The only small problem for the guys who are trying to overtake here is that it is very narrow and there is 1 or 2 lines maximum. You can see here, for example, right? You can overtake. You have rocks side to side. And this happens mostly at the 80% of the circuit. So if you want to overtake somebody, it has to be right after, before of the jumps or here in the beach.
And Bonacina, that lead of 6 seconds has dropped down a bit with Spinazzi closing on him. Both of them choosing to use the straight line, the Victoria jump, and heading down to the Megaholz turn.
We see them now in front of us, going up and down to this really, really nice Megaholz structure. Francois V looking really strong there. Maybe he's trying to catch up. And already Nordland a little bit on the back of this first line of guys. Maxime Chanet following Francois V, looking calm and strong.
That's going to be interesting, the battle between those two.
And
but where is Arthur Serrier?
Arthur Serrier is going to come really soon. There we have him.
Yep.
Okay.
That's lap 1 completed with Bonacina looking delighted to be leading. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. And really high.
So Bonacina and Spinazzi, shoulder to shoulder in this climb. Francois V now over-geared here. Maxime Chanet controlling the cadence really good.
And that's
Very
Franco
nice
Pesavento.
Oh. Pesavento also. Sam Osborne trying to do something there. Serreriez about to catch up the group, and Ruben Ruzafa right behind him.
Just overtaking Scott Anderson there.
Forissier catching up, and there we go.
Jens
Emil looking really strong, pushing up. Huh?
It's like a predator. He can see them in front of him, and one after the other, he picks them off.
The Danish hunter.
We were talking to him about his pre-race tradition, which is his sister makes for him a massive fruit salad with chocolate. I said, we need to have the XTERRA recipe for this.
Yes, maybe for dessert. Huh? I would love to see Lucas Kochar biceps flapping on these stairs eventually.
Unfortunately, Lucas can't be with us because he's racing, I think he's preparing for the Super League. But he came to the Czech Republic. He had a fantastic performance. He was so delighted and very emotional.
Maxime Chanet already catching on the front of the race. Huh? And following Francois V. I think this group is massive.
And it's a much tighter pack than before, and
yes.
Serrier is caught up to the back of them there.
I think there's going to be a huge line here.
Osborne.
I have a feeling that there's going to be like 10 guys starting to run together.
It's going to be close.
If nobody's pushing now, there's not going to be distance enough to open gaps.
Well, perhaps they're all pushing together and they're all pulling away because the distance between them and the chase group way back is
nothing. No, it's nothing. No? So the first two guys are actually just 5-6 seconds.
But they're the first 5 or 6, I think, are pulling away from the other athletes. No?
I think they are creating like a massive line of like 2 to 3 seconds in between each rider. And they're actually going to be all together entering transition. Let's see if we can change the camera. Look somewhere else. Okay, and there we are.
Yep.
We have now Maxime Chanet, Francois V, and now the guys are going to come. The thing is that as soon as Ruben, I think it's Ruben now here on the back, as soon as Ruben can overtake 2 or 3 guys, he's going to push the whole pack. Jens Emil is already to catch.
Will he, when he overtakes though, will he take people with him? Will people use Ruben as a means to bridge to the next group?
If they can hold him, yes.
Yeah.
The problem is there is no before and after Ruben catches you, right? It's like you see him approaching and then like ciao ciao. Okay, all one lined up, going into these holds corners.
I have to say, the atmosphere out there, the crowds are phenomenal. They are cheering and shouting. There are cowbells. Look at that, Chanet.
Look at this line of guys. And this is getting tight and also dangerous. And Jens Emil right in front of me overtook Artur Serreries at the top of the holds thing.
Yep. There he is, yes, edged in front.
Okay. That is really nice and really interesting. Look the amount of guys. Ruben is going to start to get some moves, going to overtake people.
Now the snappy climb. This is going to be tough. Lap 3.
They're better not to try overtake anything on the climb. Let's see if we can see the climb because it's going to be amazing. There we are.
So.
And now the second line is coming.
Led by Pesavento.
Okay, let's see if Ruben can overtake everyone, go to the front. So I think Pesavento and Sam are slowing this second group a little bit. That is a huge amount of athletes in the same 10 seconds.
And going into T2,
exactly.
knowing full well that the slightest mistake is going to cost you the race.
Exactly, because the thing is, like the distance on the bike, it's not the same that the distance on the run.
No.
Okay,
no.
Because the speed plays a big role there. So 5 meters on the bike, the amount of time in between these 5 meters is not the same. Therefore, this means that
I think it's the same sort of distance, about 6 to 8 seconds there.
Exactly. So we see now that Jens Emil actually overtook 2 or 3 guys, and it's actually in front of Ruben. Let's see if the guy is willing to risk his positions a little bit and go to the front.
Maxime Chanet, though, he's going to want to maintain.
I don't know where he is. He's actually in the front. He's leading now.
He's led away from V.
And also from Bonacina. So now we have Maxime Chanet, 4 seconds Francois V, 5 seconds Bonacina, and then we have the big group of Sam Osborne, Forissier, Spinazze, Jens Emil, pulling,
Pesavento,
Ruben,
and
Serrier.
Well, having seen the way that Max Chanet ran last week,
yes,
the intelligence he had to attack Jens Emil at the very worst part of the course, his overtaking was absolutely ruthless,
yes.
And the pace was there.
Yeah, they played the game, you know. They overtook themselves 2 or 3 times. They gave us a nice show, but in the end, Maxime was the one having the last bullet, and he took the second place.
So Keller Norland, our early race leader, there in the slightly pink uniform, dropped back quite some distance. Van Deinse from Belgium just chasing there. It was Lucas, in fact, who said that he enjoys the short track before the long track because he gives him a bit of an edge for the big race. So
okay, so we have Sam Osborne, Felix and Jens on this chasing pack from the podium. And I have a feeling that as soon as Jens has a little bit of a line to overtake,
He will.
he's gonna go to the front. Huh? I think he's being held right now.
He really lives for the XTERRA, doesn't he? He lives for the buzz, the excitement, the family atmosphere here, and he loves the show.
It's 50% of what is XTERRA. We've been saying it for many years, and the family feeling and everything is really nice. There we have Maxim, left, right. Francois V trying to stay on his wheel.
This is a good performance. Francois V admitted that he blew up last week, but for him, this is a great place. Second place into T2.
Okay. 18:54 for Samus.
Oh no, they're taking the bell now, aren't they? This is the third lap. Yeah.
Yes, so now we're going to have one more lap.
Final lap.
Let's see if Jens Emil has some power to overtake.
Oh,
there he goes.
Overtaking on the outside line.
Hopefully he's going to overtake both of them. He's going to start. Yes, he did. He actually overtook everyone.
Let's
and
see
now
if
we
the
will
camera
see if he has power to go to the front.
And let's see if the camera can pick up as well and show us what the positions are. So Chanet leading, V in second, Bonacina still in third on that massive climb, and Jens Emil comes into fourth place. Look at this.
Look, he's suffering. Go, Sam, go. Follow the wheel.
Sam's
Felix,
doing well there.
go. Ruben, I think he found a little bit of a pace again. Some
Pesavento
struggles.
and Spinazzi. Oh, what's happened here? Scott's fallen. And
Jens Roth also a little bit of a mistake on a second grade there.
bit of a battle there between the German athletes because they'll be racing tomorrow for the German Championships.
Exactly. Tomorrow we have the German Championships here, so if they're smart enough, they're not gonna blow up today. And
it doesn't look like they're holding anything back there. 4 seconds between Francois V and Max Chanet. Bonacina holding still there, but Jens Emil, what a fantastic race. Once again, he's done that. He's come out of the water quite a way down, but he's really shown the power and skill out on the bike.
Jens Emil already on third position. Huh?
Felix Forissier just there. Bonacina dropped back a bit, I think. This is going to be, when we get to the woods, we'll see that those positions have changed again.
Serrerier is a little bit on the back, huh? We'll have to talk to him to see if he's taking it this easy or...
Okay, so
There
here
we
we
go.
have Max leading.
Max leading. Is Jens...
Second place with Francois V, third.
Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Bonacina,
Dropped down
Sam
to fourth.
Osborne and Ruben Ruzafa looks like he's finding his pace now. Huh? Let's see if he have enough time to overtake one or two guys more.
But on the run, does he have the pace to keep off the youngster? Jens Emil is a lot younger, let's be honest, but he's also a lot quicker.
Yes. I don't know if he's able to go and catch Jens Emil, but at least hold this top 5 position.
So Jens Emil, this is just so exciting to watch him. He is such a talent, and there's so much power as well. Third in the overall rankings, 140 points.
Okay. So we're going to go now to the last part of the bike section.
This is the...
really looking forward to see the positions. So Maxim Chanet and Jens Emil like 1 second behind him. Already pulling off a little bit from V and Felix, Bonacina, Sam, Ruben. Vamos, Ruben, venga. Let's see if he can find a little bit more of energy there.
They have stretched that lead. That's exactly what you were predicting, that once they got to the front, they would put the power on, pull away.
Exactly. I was expecting...
It needed like a kickstart, didn't it? It needed that boost to break up the line.
So the thing is that you have a lot of energy, you start pushing a lot. But then lap after lap, the more you push, the more tired you get. So at the end, you don't really know what's going to happen.
But is Jens Emil going to leave it at second place, or is he going to go and try and push past him and come into T2 in first place?
I don't know. They had an amazing battle last week, and I think we're going to have an amazing battle this week too.
Wow, this is going to be so good.
These guys deserve some bonuses for the show, huh? And we have these colored grenades there. We're becoming such a fancy franchise.
They loved it last night.
Look at this.
He has done it.
Okay, but Maxim already has his shoes off. Not Jens. Let's see what happens.
So François V in third place there, and Felix Forissier, Bonacina, Sam Osborne, and Roussefer.
Okay.
So nicely cleaned, racked. Helmets on the ground, no boxes here. Just nice and tidy. Oh, that's fast. That is really fast.
Maxime Chanet had a really fast transition. Go, Jens. What the hell did you do? Come on. Felix also there.
So Felix, his run pace, is that comparable to Jens Emil?
I think Felix might be able to run a little bit faster. It depends on what's his mood. And we will see the efforts of Maxime, right?
So this snappy climb is steeper than some of the climbs we had last week. How are they going to attack it? And Jens Emil is edging closer.
Already there.
Yep.
Okay. But of course there's going to be 2 laps, huh? Oi, 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 Felix.
Oh, that was fast.
But you saw that. I mean, he was lifting dust.
Yes.
Because he was speeding so much.
There was no effort there at all. It was just speed.
Yes. It looked like a cartoon from a movie.
And Jens, is this Jens Rott?
No, this is Ruben.
Sorry, Ruben.
Ruben. Jens is a little bit more on the back, huh?
Now, Arthur is edged forwards at the moment.
I think Arthur is taking it easy.
Oh, this
Forissier.
is good.
Now it's Jens. This is Jens.
But he's behind Scott Anderson. Scott Anderson was given a wild card.
But look at this. Look at this. Okay? Now we have, for the second weekend in a row,
Felix is now...
Felix is making a move. Looks like Maxime is a little bit out of this running pace. We will see if he's just like saving a little bit. But Felix looks like speeding. Okay, okay, we have some adventure here, huh? Sam Osborne on 4th place.
Oh. Taking it very carefully down the stairs, and François V just behind him. François V has been a bit of a discovery the last couple of years, and it's nice to see his development. He's coming along really well.
There we are, into the boots. Felix pushing it a lot, and Jens, I think he's able to, I don't know. It looks like few meters there already.
Felix looks much more comfortable. The
he's
position
way more
of the bends,
powerful. Yeah. Yes, he's much more powerful.
So Max is going to have to try and attack on the if he can transpose what he did last week in the Czech Republic by attacking on the descent and on the flat. He's going to keep in contention. At the moment, 1, 2, 3, France, Denmark, France. Quite a gap, but
we will see. Felix looked really strong, huh?
He did. He looked really strong. And
he looked really
again,
strong.
Arthur's cutting through the crowd here, pulling up the places.
Maybe Arthur can go up to the top 5, but surely not catching up to the front of the race. Bonacina, Jens Rott now about to take the corner.
This is Scott Anderson, fluent in both German and in English.
Like me. I wish. François Caloni, one of my oldest friends in the game. Huh? We shared a lot of trips together.
So Roger, what first attracted you to XTERRA?
Look, many things, but I think we can talk about this another moment, because the race is really interesting right now. So it looks like really that Maxim is not able to keep up with the pace, and he accepted that. Felix is pushing a lot, and Jens is like
holding on
not
tight.
letting it. Yes, it's holding on there.
But
looks like on the flat section he's a bit more comfy.
And he's got a higher pace, higher cadence.
Yes.
But with that position of Max Chanet dropping off the pace, that's going to be visible to some of the other athletes. And the likes of Arthur Serrier will see that and use it as a means to attack. So hitting the bell now. And Jens Emil is edging closer.
Yes. The thing is that the running technique from Felix looks much more strong and clean. We will see it now on this hill.
Little glance over his shoulder as he went up the hill there, up the ramp.
Yes.
If we can get the camera angle that shows that climb again, because that was remarkable. Watching the way that Felix
and Arthur is closing the gap, huh? But
Yep.
no, Felix. I mean, come on. Where do you have these legs from? Oh my God! I want to be there cheering with a beer. I don't want to be commentating anymore. Come on, Maxim. Vamos, vamos. Hold it tight because Arthur is coming, huh?
And in 4th place,
Sam.
still Sam,
But look at Arthur is coming, huh? So maybe we see Arthur running up to the 3rd position. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Arthur is so strong
Is this
on the run,
Felix?
though, isn't he?
Is this Felix?
It is, yes.
So it looks like he dropped Jens.
Again, a bit of a glance over the shoulder just to find out where the threat may come from. Over the top, they're going to be going down the steps very shortly. Well, it says 2 seconds. That was the last
but that was
timing
the last timing before the
match,
hill.
yes.
But are we going to see maybe? Oh my God!
Oh,
That was a big gap.
that's 10 seconds.
Yes.
He's put 10 seconds into him in half a lap.
No, in half a lap. No, in 300 meters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like a third of the lap.
Gosh.
A fourth of the lap.
But
Eventually.
Arthur now is
Arthur,
he can
yes,
see. He
is
can
on
see
the run.
Chanet.
Huh? He can see Chanet, and he's probably going to take this 3rd place.
You were talking about Arthur's stability, and you saw that as he came down the steps. There's there's a stability in his running style.
Exactly. We can see it also in Felix. Felix run really straight forward. He looks like he has a lot of power on his legs, and he's able to maintain his body weight when he runs down. When we see, for example, Jens, he doesn't have this such an accurate technique, and his legs a little bit more on the side. He's trying to compensate.
Oh, here comes the attack.
Nice. Arthur is going to overtake Maxim, and I don't know if he has enough time to catch Jens Emil, but from the speed, if he had half a lap more, probably he could, huh? Sam Osborne, not a bad performance, to be honest, because the first 3 guys are really pushing a lot, huh?
I think he's going to be happy with this his final position.
I think so too. I would be happy also. Okay, let's see if we can have a closer look to the front of the race again. Even though I think it's very clear that Felix is going to be taking the win today.
It seems to be shared between at the moment the Italians and the French. They're looking very, very strong.
Yeah, it's a pity that in Spain, after I took over XTERRA for a couple of years and I tried to build it up, we had to stop it, and now there's no XTERRA in Spain, but hopefully it's going to come back, and we can try to put on some competitors on the field.
So the next athlete we should see coming into view will be
Arthur, probably Arthur.
Yep,
I think so.
That is
yes.
Arthur.
Okay. Well,
so
it looks like Jens could hold this gap, but we don't know if actually Felix just pushed a little bit to have this safety 10 seconds. And I don't know if Sam is going to go for the hunt.
Well, that's it. So Arthur there.
So we see now Felix in front of us, and Jens, very good. They can slow down a little bit, save some energy for tomorrow. And Arthur, really, we're going to see him now on the TV, like 10 seconds after Jens.
Oh.
You know, he's taking it easy. He's managing his leverage.
A right turn now, very soon, and straight down to the finish.
Very, very strong performance from Felix. He showed that he has a lot of power on that climb. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Yes. Enjoy the moment, Felix. This is a great performance.
Very good. Yes.
But Jens Emil, once again, a great race from him.
Once again, very good. And the fact that he could be second last week behind Maxim and second today in front of Maxim, it shows third Arthur Serries, but it shows that he can be really consistent. And this in the long run is what it counts.
It is, yes. And over a completely different course.
Exactly.
So Maxime Chanet takes 4th. Sam Osborne, a great race for Sam Osborne.
Yes,
He'll be very happy with that.
Almost got Maxime. It will be interesting.
Arthur, just having a look over there at the timings. That was interesting. That move of the head just to check the splits.
I think he had the fastest run split by far.
Yes.
And I think he was looking forward to feel himself fast enough on the run and getting some confidence for tomorrow.
So Pesavento coming across, I think that's 6th or 7th. And
Bonacina
enjoying the moment.
The shark. I think he has to save some energy from the swim and put them on the rest of the race.
That was a really exciting swim. This is a good performance there from young Scott Anderson. The loudest cheers coming down the finish line will be his mum and dad. But yes, if he can keep this going for tomorrow, then yeah.
Like, look, the level of XTERRA has been raising for the last 2 or 3 years, and now being in the top 10 is really tough.
Well, we're hoping very soon that we can get down to Chun, who must be absolutely buzzing in the finish area at the moment, because we didn't predict this at all. We didn't think that Forissier was going to be on the podium.
No.
Everybody was talking about other names, and we got it wrong. So, yeah,
yes,
great
we saw a very nice dynamic in the beginning. They were all very together, so we were just hoping for the best performance from last week, no? Which was Maxime, who was leading the race most of the time, and also Jens, who performed really good today, also got 2nd. It's just that also Seri Reyes is so much powerful than anybody else running, so he just like overtook everyone during the wrong segment.
That's François V, I think, yes. And just behind him, Xavier Deflon.
That's good also for Xavier. He's struggling a little bit with the swim, so showing him that he's like only 2 minutes 30 seconds behind the race leaders. It's not a lot. Jens Roth finishing 3 minutes.
It's really good that the humidity levels have dropped, because when they were building here the last couple of days, it was insufferable. It really was. So hats off to all the team who were spending so much time. Franco Pesavento, thumbs up from him there.
Very nice finish line we have.
That was Malte Plappert, I think, who was getting some encouragement just before the race, because you said to him, you're starting in 5 minutes. And he said, yeah. Completely relaxed, wasn't he?
Karavin.
Now, he was doing a massive mountain bike race somewhere, I can't remember what it was, and travelled. In fact, no, he was racing XTERRA. He travelled from the XTERRA race having performed really well, turned up at the World Championships and ended up on the podium, having ridden around the course once. But I think we've just had a shout. We're ready to go down to Chun at the finish line. Over to you, Chun.
Yes, so we are live with Felix Forissier, the winner of this Short Track 2022 here in XTERRA, Germany. Felix Forissier, quelle remontada!
Ouais, ça a été une belle remontée. Je suis pas très bien nagé. Et derrière, j'ai fait beaucoup d'efforts pour essayer de revenir un petit peu à vélo. Ça a marché, et puis après, à pied, j'ai essayé de passer devant le plus vite possible. Puis derrière, j'ai essayé de gérer un petit peu, parce qu'il y a quand même la course de demain.
So he had a pretty bad swim, but was able to get closer to the other ones on the bike, and actually was able to control the race pretty much and keep some energy for tomorrow. Donc tu gardes quand même à l'esprit la course de demain.
Ouais, pour moi la course de demain c'est quand même la plus importante. Ça va être long, ça va être dur, le parcours VTT est vraiment physique. Donc ouais, ça va être l'objectif demain.
La grosse bagarre.
La grosse bagarre, ouais.
Yeah, so tomorrow it's going to be the big battle, because he always kept in mind that the main race is going to be for tomorrow, and that they're going to have to use a lot of energy for these massive climbs. Alors justement, la bagarre avec les autres ici, c'est quand même incroyable.
Ouais, là il y a beaucoup de niveaux. Il y en avait beaucoup la semaine dernière au championnat d'Europe. Et cette semaine aussi, il y a encore beaucoup de monde. Donc ça va être très dur et il n'y a rien qui est joué. Voilà.
So he's really impressed by the level and how close everybody are when it comes to all the level of competition. So last week at a European Championship there was already a lot of people, and this week again. So he's really happy about all these battles, but it's hard and it's tough. Bravo à toi en tout cas, Félix, et à demain.
Merci, et à demain, ouais.
So a big thank you there to Chun and to Felix. Felix, his rankings in the short track, he's in 11th place at the moment with 95 points. So that's going to add another 100, pushing him right the way up. But don't forget the short track ranking. As soon as the guys doing the timings have done the calculations, we'll have these new rankings up on the...
Maybe it's going to be interesting to see who's taking the first position on this ranking. It could be either Arthur Serrerias or Jens Emil.
I think Arthur coming in third place, Jens Emil coming in second. It's going to be quite close.
We will see.
Yeah. Oh, look at that lake. Okay, I think Chun's available with the next athlete. And is it going to be Jens Emil or will it be Arthur? It's going to be Jens Emil. Okay, Chun, over to you.
Yes, Jens Emil Sloft Nielsen here, finishing second. And again, it was like crazy race with a lot of change of position, right?
Yeah, it was a fight all the way through. Really, the swim was hectic and the bike was even more hectic and the run was just brutal. But yeah, I tried to push it again through the bike. Had a good swim, a horrible transition, and then I just tried to make some sketchy overtaking and do my game. And I got out first out of the bike, I think, with Maxim, and then Felix had a strong foot race.
Well, actually, now we have a new nickname for you. It's the Reckless Wizard, because you're having crazy overtakes, like even on the sand.
Yeah, well, when I see a hole for me on the bike, I'll go. The handlebar is only this wide, so it's good. There's room for it. But yeah, I think I have to overbeer to some of the guys for some of the overtaking, but I didn't crash any. So and I'm still here, so it's good.
Yeah, and I mean you finished second, so you're for tomorrow now it's to recover as fast as you can.
Yeah, sure. Another brilliant race tomorrow coming up, so I'm eating some good food now and some candy, and I'll be ready for tomorrow. I think it will be a good fight again with some of the brave guys here, so I'll look forward to it.
Congratulations, Jens Emil, and see you tomorrow. And Arthur Serrière now with us for the last interview of the third one. The reigning European champ. So Arthur, again, you had to come back from far away after the swim.
Yeah, that's pretty insane to have all this race during just 2 weeks. I feel bad from the beginning to the end. That's an horrible swimming part because the first buoy it's 15 meters away and I'm not a good starter. But I try to play the game because I have the series to defend, and I'm looking forward tomorrow and I hope to be on a good shape. But right now, and since European champ, I really want to just focus on Molveno because it's my big goal and it's the only title were missed to me. And I'm really happy to have this kind of event, and I just watch a bit the women race and the coverage seems really good, and I hope everybody have enjoyed it because for all the athletes here that's like an insane race, so I hope you have a good moment.
But you can't help yourself, Arthur. Huh? You always need to try to win at some point, even if you don't feel that good. In the end, the competition in you is like, oh, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
That's why you're the cannonball.
Yeah, I try, but I think I'm really, it's not to be pretentious, but I'm good on a full distance race, and on a short race, if I want to win, I should be on the top of my level because there are so much people who can be really fast, and I'm a man who needs to take some time, and I'm feel better on a pace a little bit.
You're diesel.
Yeah, no, not a diesel. When you finish third on a short track like this, you can say you're diesel, but
You're turbo diesel.
turbo diesel.
Okay,
Yeah.
new nickname?
You give me a nickname. I don't assume it right now.
Okay, so thank you so much, Arthur, and congratulations for your third place. And tomorrow you go for the win?
Yeah, and thank you for the interview, because I come with not really a good smile and I finish with a smile. So that's why we do XTERRA.
Do you have a special message for Roger Serrano now?
Roger, waiting for you at the next short track. Please stop to do some things like commentator, or I don't know why. Put your race suit on and go for battle with me. We are together third time European champion, so I'm waiting for you for the big battle. If you want, after Molveno, we can have an off race together, just you and me, and the winner will pay the 10 first beer for the second.
Thank you, Arthur. Back to you guys.
Oh, Chun, that was a fantastic interview. But I like the way that Arthur came into that interview. He looked really quite down, and
he looked like he doesn't care. He didn't care at all what was
but he came out of the interview with the biggest smile.
That's really nice.
So, Roger, the gauntlet has been thrown down.
Yeah, we will have to speak with Nico and the big boys if they can give me a treat for the short track and join the pro race.
Okay, there you go. So, 32 minutes and 24 seconds. Felix Forissier just behind him. 6 seconds off the pace was Jens-Emil Arthur, coming in 19 seconds back. But the rankings, when we get them, I'm going to be very excited to look at them and see how this has changed. And then that will really put some pressure on these guys and the women when they go into Molveno for the final race. Don't forget, it's the best 3 performances that will take them to the big prize.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we will see what's going to happen with this ranking. We're really sure that either Arthur or Jens are going to be in the top of the board, and they're going to have to play their cards on the weekend of the World Champs.
Yes, and conditions will be completely different up there. We'll be at altitude. It's potentially going to be a wetsuit swim. And now, if we have the water temperature quite low, it's going to be a wetsuit swim for the short track as well.
Probably, but I don't think that they're gonna choose to swim with a wetsuit.
Okay.
Here we have the men on the podium.
First, second, and third.
Felix Forissier in the middle. Jens-Emil second. Arthur Serrier third. But I would like to go back to what Arthur said, because this is a little bit disrespectful. I'm not that old, and I'm not that off, So maybe I'm planning a comeback for sometime next year, just to beat you.
Says the man who says he's taking it easy and retired and then went and won the age group race outright in the Czech Republic. And then before the commentary started last week, you rode the entire journey, which was about an hour of some of the toughest tracks you could imagine, and turned up and you didn't look as if you were out of breath. You looked as if you just got out of bed and somebody had driven you here by car. It's incredible to have you here with us, Roger, because the insight you can bring for someone like me who's watched athletes and who's watched stats and worked as an official, it's always nice to have the input that you can provide, because there's another flavour that goes into the commentary.
It is a very technical sport. There has a lot of elements that you have to consider when you race, and when you are alone sitting on your own bike, you don't know where is the people in front or behind. But right now that we have an overview, where is everybody, you can really see all the details, the cadence they use, how their expression of the faces and everything. And it's really nice to have this experience as a pro athlete and be able to transmit everything to the people.
I think the Piper Vision guys have now managed to pull together some of the highlights. They're going to put it together with some music. So from Roger and from me, it's goodbye from Zittau, but just for today, because the big one takes place tomorrow. And for short track, the next short track is
the World Championships in Molveno.
Okay, Piper Vision, over to you.